My name is Carlos Figueroa, and I'm a stepson of Jesse Marcos Martinez. He married my mother when I was about 20 years old. He was born in Mexico, and they didn't have money or food that much, so he finally got to America. He joined the Army to supplement the family income. He joined the Army when some Americans got murdered by North Koreans when they came across the border. That made him join the Army. So he went in the Army, went over to Korea, is with the 7th Army Division Artillery and the 57th Artillery, and they got overran, and he was captured at one of the biggest battles of Chosin Reservoir. The Army and the U.S. Marines were surrounded, and they were told at the last minute, you can surrender or you're on your own. He decided to try and escape. He ran about 5 miles, and he got captured by Chinese troops. He fought back, and that's why they kept him alive, because anybody that was wounded laying there was bayoneted and used the other ones for slave labor. He said the number one thing that he told me that he got a satisfaction that they were in an artillery unit. Before they got overran, they stuffed rocks down the barrel of a howitzer. So when the North Koreans came by, they turned it around and was going to fire at our own guys. He said it exploded, and he said he took about 4 of them with him. He was in a tiger cage for about a year because he tried to escape twice, and they beat him, and he said he ate rats and mice to stay alive. And he escaped the second time, and then that's when they locked him up for over a year. He felt guilty that he got captured, where they said there was nothing he could do. They ran out of ammo, and he thought it was a disgrace to be captured. Flack from after all of this is when he passed away. I went into the basement to clean it out in the house. He had boxes of food laying there because he was afraid of starving again. You know, it was stuff that the tins were swollen. You had to throw them out. It was that bad. Some of the stuff that happened, we were walking down the street and a truck backfired, and he was pushing me underneath the car trying to, he said, get down, they're coming, you know, and that's some of the bad effects that he had. His unit was in a truck, and it got hit by artillery shell. Half of his buddies got killed. He never drove a car because of that. He was too uptight, and he bought cars for my mom and stuff, but she had to drive him because he would not drive anywhere. His entire life, he never drove. It's from the shock of what happened. How it affected me, I'm very proud of him, because my son joined the Army too, because he wanted to do something with his grandfather. He considered him his grandfather, and my son went to Afghanistan with combat engineers, and he was proud of it. And when Jesse passed away, I didn't tell him about it because he said he would have came home for it. I told him I just wanted you to do your time. I didn't want you to see what was going on. So, but he was very proud of him, still very proud of him. My son went in the Army because of Jesse. He looked toward him. My dad was gone. I was very young. My uncle raised me. He was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, 2 tours in Vietnam. He influenced me, so I went into the Marine Corps just because of influence. But the biggest influence was Jesse, for my grandson. He looked up to him. Another part of the legacy is my father-in-law was actually a Korean veteran also. And he had one daughter that was really proud. She became a retired lieutenant colonel as a psychiatrist in the Air Force. It was on both sides of the family, it was there. He actually told me, why'd you join the Marine Corps? And I said, but my uncle was a Marine. He goes, man, you don't know what you're getting into. He was kind of against it, you know, because he got upset about the way American people are. He goes, I don't know if they're worth fighting for, you know. So my son's got the same attitude right now, but he's just, they're both proud to serve. Wouldn't want anybody to love, though, to go through it. That was a big thing. Then he came home. The city of Waukesha gave him a parade on the 5 Points. You could see he was in the car waving his hand. And the banks gave him checks, the key to the city. It was really amazing at that time. But after that, he just wanted to be left alone. He didn't want to join any veteran clubs or anything. But then when he got invited to a a meeting down in Texas. He went down there and he saw two people he actually knew as a prisoner. It's just like a butterfly. He opened up, and after that, he started wearing a hat with his medals, and he was proud to be a veteran. What he was amazed at is the amount of freedom we had in the U.S. after seeing other countries. If you want a hot dog, you just stop and bought a hot dog. You didn't have to stand in line with a permit to buy something to eat or any short of just standing in line. So he was just amazed at how much freedom there is out there in the U.S. And he never whined about anything. Everything, he pretty much was happy.